May 14, 2021, 5 planets are on parade. Bright Jupiter and Saturn are in the southeast before sunrise. After sundown, brilliant evening star Venus, Mercury, Mars, and the lunar crescent are in the evening sky. Chart caption, 2021, May 14, morning planets Jupiter and Saturn are in the southeastern sky before sunrise. By Jeffrey L. Hunt. Chicago, Illinois, sunrise, 5:31 a.m. CDT, sunset, 8:03 p.m. CDT. Check local sources for sunrise and sunset times for your location. Morning sky. The morning section of the planet parade is visible in the southeast before sunrise. The procession begins about 4 hours before sunrise when Saturn rises in the east-southeast. Jupiter follows Saturn across the horizon less than an hour later. By 1 hour before sunrise, bright Jupiter is 22.0 degrees up in the southeast. The planet is brighter than all the stars in the morning sky. Only the Sun, Moon, and Venus are brighter. On occasions when Mars is close to Earth, the red planet can outshine Jupiter. Jupiter's brightness is from its large size and its highly reflective clouds that return to space over 50% of the sunlight that reach them. If the planet were closer to our world, it would be much brighter in our sky. In comparison, Venus reflects over 70% of the sunlight that strikes its clouds. It is Earth-sized, but much closer than Jupiter, outshining all other nighttime stars and planets. Saturn, 25.0 degrees up in the south-southeast, is 16.6 degrees to the upper right of Jupiter. Saturn is brighter than most of the stars in the morning sky, except for Jupiter, Vega, and Arcturus. Saturn is nearly twice Jupiter's distance. The planet reflects about 50% of the sunlight that shines on it. While not striking in the sky, like Venus, Jupiter, and Mars, when close to Earth, Saturn is a spectacular sight through a telescope. Should the opportunity arise, take an opportunity to look at the planet through an astronomy enthusiast telescope. Use a binocular to see the star fields behind the two planets this morning. Jupiter is slightly above a line from Iota Aquarii, Iota Acra on the chart, and Ancha, Theta Acra, the hip, 1.6 degrees to the upper left of the former and 4.9 degrees to the lower right of the latter. Saturn is in front of Capricornus, 0.6 degrees to the right of Theta Capricorni, Theta Cap. The Sun's brilliance interrupts the parade. Jupiter and Saturn lead the Sun across the azure sky and they set during the daytime. Venus, Mercury, Mars, and the crescent moon follow the Sun. They are visible after sunset. Evening sky. Chart caption, 2021, May 14, 30 minutes after sunset evening star Venus, Mercury and the lunar crescent are visible in the west-northwestern sky. After sunset, brilliant evening star Venus is low in the west-northwest, about 5 degrees up in the sky. Mercury is putting on its best evening display of the year for mid-northern latitudes. It is over 9 degrees to the upper left of the brilliant planet. Each night Mercury is dimmer than the previous evening. The crescent moon, only 9% illuminated this evening, is over 13 degrees to the upper left of Mercury. A binocular may be needed to initially locate the evening planets and the lunar crescent. As the sky darkens and the stars peek through the twilight, look for Sirius in the west-southwest, and Aldebaran to the lower left of Venus. This may be the last evening to see them without an optical assist from a binocular. This is known as the heliacal setting, the last appearance of a star in the western evening sky. Aldebaran returns to the morning sky next month and Sirius returns during mid-August. The first appearance before sunrise is known as the heliacal rising of a star. Venus as an evening star article. Read more about Venus in our summary document. Chart caption, 2021, May 14, 45 minutes after sunset, Venus, Mercury, the crescent moon, and Mars are lined up along the ecliptic in the western sky. By 45 minutes after sunset, Venus is very low in the sky. Mercury is now visible to the unaided eye about 9 degrees up in the sky. The crescent moon is to the upper left of Mercury, and Mars is over 13 degrees to the upper left of the moon. The four bright objects are lined up along the ecliptic, the plane of the solar system. During the spring months, the ecliptic makes a high angle with the horizon, permitting our best views of Mercury. Here's more about Mercury during May 2021. Chart caption, 2021, May 14, an hour after sunset, Mars is about 1/3 of the way up in the west, 2.9 degrees to the upper left of Mebsuta, Epsilon Gem, and 4.0 degrees to the upper right of Mechbuta, Zeta Gem. An hour after sunset, Mars is in Gemini to the upper left of the Moon that is at the Taurus-Gemini border. Mars continues its eastward march through Gemini. This evening it is 2.9 degrees to the upper left of Mebseta, the outstretched paw of the lion, Epsilon Gem on the chart, and 4.0 degrees to the upper right of Mechbuddha, the folded paw of the lion, Zeta Gem. Tomorrow evening the moon is near Mars. Here's more about Mars during 2021. Find a detailed chart of the motion of Mars during the month here. This evening, Venus sets 65 minutes after sunset. Mercury follows about an hour later. This evening and for the next 2 evenings Mercury sets at its greatest interval after sunset, 118 minutes. Mars sets nearly 4 hours after sunset, about 90 minutes before Saturn crosses the horizon to lead off tomorrow's planet parade. Detailed note, 1 hour before sunrise, bright Jupiter is nearly 22 degrees above the southeast horizon. Saturn, m equals 0.6-25.0 degrees up in the south-southeast, is 16.6 degrees to the upper right of the Jovian giant. In the starfield Jupiter is slightly above a line from Iota Acher to Theta Acher. It is 1.6 degrees to the upper left of Iota Acher and 4.9 degrees to the lower right of Theta Acher. Saturn is 0.6 degrees to the right of Theta Cap. 3 bright planets and the crescent moon are in the west after sunset. Beginning 30 minutes after sundown, locate brilliant Venus over 5 degrees above the west-northwest horizon. Use a binocular to locate Mercury, m equals 0.9.1 degrees to the upper left of Venus. The moon, 3.3d, 9%, is 24.0 degrees above the horizon. This might be the last date to locate Sirius, Alpha Chama, m equals -1.5, and Aldebaran, Alpha Tau, m equals 0.8, at the latitude of Chicago. Sirius is about 3 degrees up in the west-southwest at 42 minutes after sunset. At the same time, Aldebaran is about 3 degrees up in the west-northwest, 6.3 degrees to the lower left of Venus. A Sky and Telescope article describes the circumstances of the heliacal rising and setting of Sirius. 15 minutes later, Venus is over 3 degrees in altitude, and Mercury, 11.5 degrees. Mars is 13.6 degrees to the upper left of the lunar crescent. By 1 hour after sunset, Venus has nearly set, while Mercury is 9.0 degrees above the west-northwest horizon. The speedy planet is 7.2 degrees to the lower right of Elnath. The lunar slice is 5.6 degrees above Zeta Tauri, Zeta Tau, m equals 3.0. Mars marching eastward in Gemini is 2.9 degrees to the upper left of Epsilon Gem and 4.0 degrees to the upper right of Zeta Gem. This evening and the following 2 evenings, Mercury is at its latest setting time interval after sunset, 118 minutes, setting at the end of evening twilight. Read more about the planets during May 2021. 2021, May 13th, evening star Venus, Mercury, Moon. May 13th, 2021, Venus, Mercury, the crescent moon, and Mars are in the western sky after sunset. 2021, May 13th, bright Jupiter, Saturn morning planets. May 13th, 2021, bright Jupiter and Saturn are the morning planets in the southeast before sunrise. 2021, May 12th, spectacular Venus-Moon grouping. May 12th, 2021, 30 minutes after sunset, the razor-thin moon is 1.2 degrees to the left of brilliant Venus. This is the closest grouping of the moon and Venus during this evening appearance of the brilliant planet. Mercury is 9.1 degrees to the upper left of Venus. Mars maintains its eastward march in Gemini. Sirius and Aldebaran are near their heliacal settings, their final appearances in the evening sky for the year. 2021, May 12th, morning planets Jupiter, Saturn. May 12, 2021, before sunrise bright Jupiter, in front of Aquarius, is in the southeast before sunrise. Saturn is to the upper right of Jupiter, in Capricornus. In a few mornings, Saturn begins to retrograde. 2021, May 11th, planets march on. May 11th, 2021, the planet parade continues today. 5 planets are on display. Bright Jupiter and Saturn are in the southeastern sky before sunrise. After sundown, brilliant Venus, Mercury, and Mars are in the western sky. The moon is at its new phase and at apogee today.